Welcome to the John Trading channel. In this video, I'm going to give you my price prediction for Sand in 2023. Can the Sandbox reach back at the old all-time high, roughly 25x from the current price? Find out in this video, so make sure you're watching until the end. So what exactly is the Sandbox? It's a digital virtual world done through the blockchain where you can attend events, you can sell different digital assets, you can create your own avatar, you can sell things on the marketplace, you can even own land. So right now, they're actually promoting the avatar collection for Paris Hilton. Join Paris Hilton's metaverse, own a unique NFT avatar, and express yourself with fun emotes and animation. So it's basically a play on what Apple is actually trying to get into now with the Vision Pro. You actually be able to use the Vision Pro as expected through the Sandbox metaverse. So what do they currently have available? What's new? Currently have some different wars. I'm sure that there's some different games that you can actually play through the Sandbox metaverse. You can play with your own avatar, take your own profile pic to the next level. You can choose your favorite avatar to explore the Sandbox metaverse world. Become a landowner, create a piece of land from the Sandbox metaverse to host your experience and events, access exclusive content, farming perks, and get premium DeFi staking and monetization options. So potentially, or what you can actually do is buy your own land and then create events and actually monetize those events where you have to pay a small entry fee to enter and those types of things. So they've got amazing partners with Sand. You can even use the Sand cryptocurrency that gives you utility. You can get Sand to buy land assets or to invest in different staking pools. So definitely massive potential for the Sandbox, as I do personally believe that blockchain gaming is going to be the next massive bull run for the entire cryptocurrency metaverse. Let's take a quick look at the price and market cap of Sandbox. So Sandbox is ranked number 52 out of all cryptocurrencies in the world. So it's definitely one of the higher ranking cryptocurrencies. Currently got a market cap close to $700 million, with the fully diluted market cap just over $1.1 billion. But you can see a lot of these maximum supply are actually held by initial investors or initial creators of the game and are not able to be sold at this current point. But if they were able to be sold, then that would be the total diluted market cap. So what exactly is Sand? Launched in 2011, the Sandbox is a blockchain-based virtual world allowing users to create, build, buy, and sell digital assets in the form of a game by combining the powers of decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. The Sandbox creates a decentralized platform for a thriving gaming community. So as we've assessed the Sandbox, I personally believe that crypto and gaming is going to be the next massive crypto bull run, and I personally am looking to get into a lot of these coins, especially the ones that have a lot of potential, especially like the Sandbox. So if we look at our current price, if we were able to reach back at the old all-time high, it's close to 22x, just over 22x from its current price. So still a lot of potential in the market at this current price. Now, let's go over some of my price predictions, or where I expect price to actually stall in this area. So you can see we had a support in this area. We had a support in this area. We also had some more support in this area. You can see what happened. Once this support level got broken down, acted as resistance, broken down, acted as resistance, and then even got a strong breakout. So all through this level on this left-hand side, known as support to resistance flip, once a really strong support level in the market has been holding for quite a while and it finally gets broken down, it will then not act as a support level, but it will flip to then a resistance level. As we can see in this area, we actually got that resistance flip where initially we were supporting in this area, got that breakout to the downside. We then came back up, retested this support to resistance flip, also using the 20 exponential moving average to the downside, before then looking at this trade from the top to the bottom, over 60% on that particular trade. So an absolutely massive trade, especially when you're actually understanding these support and resistance flips and looking at also the 20 exponential moving average. One more thing I also want to talk about is looking at this 20 exponential moving average. You can see that we do have a downward sloping EMA. So what this means is when we have this downward sloping EMA is I'm not allowed to buy in the market. I'm only able to trade in the direction of the slope of the EMA. And since we've had a negatively sloping EMA, I'm only able to short in the market. And the best areas to look to short is when we come back into this 20 exponential moving average, or in between this value zone known as the value zone between the medium and short-term exponential moving average. So we did have a bit of a break above the EMA, but a really solid downturn in the market and only able to trade in the direction of the slope. So my first target would be right in this area here, as because we had that support to resistance flip, and you can see in this form right now, we're actually in a form of a trading range to the downside. We're basically bouncing between these prices, between the lower band and the upper band of the prices. And you can see if we did come up to actually retest this upper band again, it would nearly perfectly line up with this support to resistance flip. So this would actually be the first area that I'm actually looking to get out of some of my position in the market. Reason being is we do have that support to resistance flip. We also will have this EMA as a resistance level as we begin to turn to the upside. So you can see from our current point, that's over 125% from our current price point. So still an absolutely massive trade. And what I'm looking for is for each of these different prices is, for me, I personally like to take a portion of my trading capital out of the trade. So maybe here I take 25% of the trade out, lock in a solid profit, then look up for target 2, target 3, and look how the market is actually reacting to these targets. As I do expect, we will have a little bit of resistance like in this level. We will come up, at least have a small downturn before then continuing and looking to break again to the upside. The next level that I'd personally be looking at, Sand, is right in this area here. You can see we actually had a triangle pattern forming in this area, and what happened is we got to the apex of the triangle, where it is basically where these two lines meet. That's where you're either going to get a breakout massively to the upside or to the downside. In this instance, since we had this downward sloping EMA, it looked like we had that high probability of then continuing to the downside, especially after having from top to bottom over 60 to 70% drop in that area. So in this area, you can see that how we continuously support it. We use this bottom end support, and then what happened? We got a major breakout to the downside. And what I do expect is, again, a very similar support to resistance flip, whereas when we come up to this area, in this area here, over 700% away, so an absolutely massive trade, I do expect there to at least be some type of resistance. Reason being is there are old traders in this level. If you think about people in this level, we're actually expecting price to go here and then continue again to the upside and break above this old all-time high. So there's a lot of traders right now that are actually buying in this particular market right here at that $3 range. We're currently at that $37 range. So a lot of people in their portfolio are still holding from that price, from that $3 price. People still have in their portfolio sand or the Sandbox, and they're not selling. They're waiting for either price to come back to break even so they can finally get out break even with no profit and with no loss, because right now they're seeing a loss in their account of over 80% from this drop all the way to here. You can see they're down 86%. So they're absolutely basically so scared right now that they potentially could go to nothing and lose everything, but they just want to get out break even. So not only have we got these support to resistance flip traders, we've also got another set of traders looking to get out of their old positions. Plus, if we do a Fibonacci retracement tool where we line up from this high and drag it up to the low, we also see some levels also getting populated in the market, 0.382, 0.5, and the 618 level. What I did expect is this 31382 level to also line up close to this, but it just doesn't. Fortunately, that's just how the mathematics work out, and it doesn't quite line up. Whereas in a lot of other price predictions, you'll see a lot of these lines actually lining up nearly perfectly with the support to resistance flips. And what that would tell me is there's more confluence in the market. When you've got multiple different strategies all saying in the same area to do the same thing, sell in the market, then I find that those areas to be such more high probability. Reason being is you've got more momentum because you've got more sets of traders, you've got more capital all doing the same thing in that area. And when you've got more momentum, you have more potential to actually either break to the down or upside depending in which direction you are trading. Here's my third and final price prediction for sand in 2023. I actually definitely believe we can break above this old all-time high, especially with the potential of Sandbox lining up with the Vision Pro from Apple and so many other companies. I do believe there is a lot of potential. So using the trend-based Fibonacci extension, where I'm going to use it from this current low, drag it to this high, and drag it to this current low at this price, you can see we definitely get a lot of price populating in this area using different numbers. Using the 0618 is the main level that I'm actually looking at. You can see how the 382 almost lines up again with this level, and the 32.6 also similar, nearly lining up in this area. It's sort of showing that this entire area is definitely an area for target 2, which is definitely a confluence zone for me. The main thing that I'm looking at here is this 1618 level. It's known as the golden zone extension point when using the Fibonacci trend-based extension. And since we do have basically no price that has ever traded above this $9 range, it's hard to then determine, well, which price are we going to stall at, because we've got none of these support to resistance flips all up in this area here. So it's much harder to determine where we actually going to get a stall at. And that's why using these trend-based Fibonacci extensions to actually use mathematics of the extension of the entire move, drag it down from the low and actually extend that out is really helpful, especially when you've got nothing to go off on the left or on the right. So in this area would definitely be my third and final target for sand in 2023. From this current price, if we'd actually drag it all the way up, that's over 30 to 40x, somewhere around 35, close to 40x on your money potential on this particular trade. Again, this isn't financial advice. It's just something that I'm doing in the market. What I'm personally going to be looking at is getting out a small position back at my target 1, holding the rest up until target 2, and even keeping at least a small portion for potentially pushing up to target 3 for sand in 2023. So there's definitely a lot of potential for Sandbox, especially just when going over and going through their website. If you're even more excited, go through their website and actually understand everything that they do, why they do it, their market cap, their total trading volume, everything, so you can even get a better understanding. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell notification, plus leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos.